We're ashamed of you. My mother Daphne announced it over the clink of crystal and the glow of the holiday. Candles in a mansion in New Jersey like she'd practiced it in front of the mirror chuckles, followed her sharp and victorious while the roast was steaming and the fireplace sputtered. Behind her 24 relatives, froze mid-bite my sister Tara, concealed a sneer behind her drink. My brother Mark jabbed potatoes. He suddenly found fascinating, Amanda, are you even hearing me, Daphne? Purred as if concern could be. Displayed after the jab had landed, I placed down my fork. My hands were steady. Several years of these carefully planned insults had taught me self-control. What she didn't realize, the acceptance letter folded in my pocket and the receipts in my coat would shatter. This family scene, I heard you, I replied, and you're correct. There is shame present. She reclined, satisfied. Finally, you should be ashamed. You've been draining Grandma Edith's accounts. The room went silent, enough to perceive the sound of pine sap in the fire. Dad's fork crashed. Daphne's expression shifted from red to pale. What did you say? He asked. I reached for the manila document concealed beneath my scarf. Do we commence with the falsified withdrawals, or the month Edith went without heating, while your kitchen got imported stone lies? Tara whispered, her eyes glancing to Mom. I tapped the first page. November 15th, 45,000. Same day the new vehicle was delivered. December 3rd, 3,000. Photos of Edith's empty cooler. Late notice eviction alert. She's been resting on my couch. Edith's voice clear, steady cut through. Let her finish. Gasps rippled across the table. Aunt Valeria's hand jumped to her mouth while Uncle Robert grabbed the folder. From me, his face darkened as his eyes read the figures. Daphne, this is Edith's cash, he said, voice trembling. $2,000. Gone in a year. This is fraud. Mom shot up, quivering. I have a power of attorney. It's legal. She requires care. I chuckled disgustedly. Is care what you call dumping her on my couch while you're in Europe? Is care permitting her to go without medicines because the money went to your exclusive trips? Tara's voice shook. You're deceiving us. I pulled out my phone, scrolling to photographs. Edith's empty cooler, the behind schedule, utility bills, the eviction warning, stamped in red. Do those appear as deceits? Dad's voice snapped like a whip. You searched through your mother's possessions. No, I said I searched through Grandma's when she called me crying because she was cold in her residence. Did any of you realize she's been with me for almost 7 months because Daphne rented out her house on Airbnb? A stunned quiet followed. Mark eventually lifted his eyes. Mom told us Amanda refused to lend a hand. She claimed you were selfish. She needed a patsy, I answered coldly, and I was convenient. Edith's cane tapped against the floor as she stood, her voice hard as steel. Enough. Amanda has attended to me while my own daughter wasted my funds. She asked me to remain silent so she could collect evidence without dividing us, but it's Daphne who has torn this family apart. I slid the final document across the table, the letterhead of Yale Medical School gleaming at the top. And if you still think I'm a failure, remember this: every job I worked, every shift I pushed through wasn't for myself. It was for Grandma, and despite the burden you all placed on me, I still achieved it. Tears slid down Daphne's cheeks as she clutched the letter, her mask cracking in front of everyone. Uncle Robert's face grew darker as he flipped through the records. Daphne, this isn't a mistake. This is serious felonious theft. Do you understand the consequences? Mom collapsed into her seat, sobbing. I didn't want to. Robert's enterprise was failing. We needed assistance. You believe that pilfering from your mother was the answer? Aunt Valeria's voice was sharp with hatred and blaming Amanda for being cold when she was the only person shielding Edith. I steadied my voice, although my chest ached. I didn't just require parents who loved me. I needed you to have faith in me even once. Instead, I became the villain while you exhausted the person who gave you life. Edith placed a hand over mine. No more untruth, she said firmly. I'm moving in with Amanda. She's already ready with a room for me. As for the funds, you return every cent within 30 days or we file charges. No negotiation. Dad tried to intervene, Daphne. Apologize, this can be rescued. No, Edith. Cut in, it can't. Amanda is my daughter in every way that matters. She's given more affection than either of you ever supplied. I rose, suddenly fatigued. Come on, Grandma. We're going to our house. The rest of you can decide if you still want to share a meal with a criminal. Tara's eyes welled. Amanda, wait, I didn't know Mom told us. You were green with envy. That you declined to assist. I never questioned it. I turned at the exit. You never asked me, Tara, not once. That's your responsibility. As Edith and I gathered her belongings, Mom's sobs intensified. How could you perform this to me on Christmas? I looked back, meeting her tear-streaked expression. You asked why you should be ashamed of me. Here's the veracity. You should be ashamed that your daughter had to become the mother you never were. We departed to a chorus of gasps and murmurs. Some family members hurried to Daphne's side. Others followed us with, "Pardon." Uncle Robert promised his assistance. Aunt Valeria hugged me, whispering that she'd always doubted something was not right in the car. Edith squeezed my hand. I'm not regretful, you know. I blinked at her. For what? For the truth finally being voiced. You've carried too much solo now. Your released tears slid down my face. She'll never forgive me, do you? Need her forgiveness? Edith asked gently. Or do you need to forgive yourself for pursuing affection that was never present? As we pulled into the driveway of my small apartment, our residence. Now I finally released my breath. The letter to Yale lay in my coat pocket, no longer a confidential but a vow. That night, decorating a tiny tree, I realized something. This wasn't just the end of enduring dishonor, it was the beginning of living without blame. More shocking and emotional stories coming soon. Make sure you're subscribed to Home Exposed.